Hello, hello. We are here live with the Promenade Crow Inquisitors. It's a good time. We got some fun stuff happening.
Been a while.
Yeah, it has been a long time, and I am very happy that we are playing again.
It's been 3 or 4 weeks. It's been a full month, yeah.
3 or 4 months.
It has. Well, that's a good question. I don't remember exactly. I think it's been basically a month. Yeah, maybe a little bit longer than a month.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we did lots of role playing in that time. Things were happening, but we just didn't play this, and so I'm sad because I love this this game. I was just thinking the other day of how how different this game is from when it originally started. I was just thinking about the original concept we have for a bunch of criminals who just were working for the church, and now there's just so much else happening, and it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be cool to do season 4 and kind of come back to Dellen and Alphonse and kind of dig into more of what's happening in Serragon.
Is that the plan?
I think so. I mean, it will really depend. I think we said this originally. It will definitely depend on what happens in this arc. Because if weird craziness goes down at the end of this, and then the situation is very much changed, that's one thing. But I would hope that it would lead into a situation where we can introduce Dellen and Alphonse again, because I like them and there's more to tell with their stories. What I'm hoping to do is, if we can get some more of Trevor in this arc, then we can dig a little bit more into the orders.
Yeah, that'll be the trick.
Yeah, the order stuff. And dig into the cosmology stuff that's happening in this setting. And then tie it back in. So
we've not seen that come forward yet. Despite that it's been hinted at long enough that if it doesn't come forward at some point, I'm going to go mad over here.
Yeah, I have some ticking time things happening in the background that will definitely come into play. There's some other order stuff happening here that's not directly related to Soma, so even if we don't get it from Trevor, I'll try to make it come in another way. So
cool.
Yeah. So first thing I want to do is show off this cool map on the stream. So I got a new map making program, guys, and of course what I do today, I made a map of the Nasrin desert region that you guys are in. So there's White Sea, there's North Keep, that's where Lord Ero is, and then there's some random cities and things going on. It's good stuff. Got roads. There's this impenetrable desert right here, with no roads at all, and just gotta go north. So the interesting thing about this is, now that we have some sense of where things are, I'm trying to think of how the logistics of sending the
that's what I was just thinking.
Up there is.
Either it took them a long time to get there, or they all died.
Yeah. I mean, they made it. We know that. But I guess it just had to do with the Crow Inquisitors have become very adept at traveling through the desert with sufficient self-sufficiency. And so they just went north basically, and hopped oases out there, and then made it to North Keep, and the roads up there and whatnot. I actually probably should update this map and have some roads that are leading away from this region, because there's no roads leading out of it. So that's a thing.
It's actually just an island in a sea of
sand,
corrugated paper.
Yes, exactly. Community.
Yeah, no, it's a giant gated community. There we go.
Yeah, there's just giant walls.
Yeah,
it's the girl who
We're actually just
up.
A bunch of old people rolling dice.
Yeah, it's the girl who looked up. That's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I got the reference.
Thank you.
I didn't, so I'm glad you did.
Do you get it now, David?
Maybe I didn't catch it. What did you say?
The girl who looked up.
Oathbringer. Okay, yeah.
There's a wall.
That sequence was fantastic.
I love that sequence.
Haven't seen it. Haven't read it yet. Haven't gotten to that part yet.
Dude, the book's been out for 3 weeks. You should be done.
It's been out for 3 months now.
Yeah, I know. So
I've been moving incredibly slowly through the audiobook.
Yeah.
At some point, we're gonna have to lift the curfew, lift the Prohibition on spoilers,
Yeah,
dude.
that's
Right,
spoiler
yeah.
prohibition.
No.
I listened to it for like 4 days and finished it because I listened to it all day at work.
Yeah.
So
I finished it in about 6 days. So.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yep. So anyway,
Right.
things are
Moving on.
happening. Crow Inquisitors, guys. Let's go ahead and just go through your beliefs and instincts then, and get us caught back up. Connor, would you mind turning on your light?
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if mine
Let's
are
get
still.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, that looks better. Okay, Cantarius, let's start us off
Start us off.
with the beliefs and instincts. And
Oh,
stuff.
right. Okay. I was like, what scene are we using? Okay. Oh, gee. Not everyone has to die. I will do what is best for my people in order to teach them. I will redeem Raiden. Siegfried is skilled. Don't forget about that part. He is skilled, but careless. I will learn what I can and befriend him. White Sea has been stained with innocent blood. I will befriend Caspian. I will start by helping build the wall.
Yeah, you wanna change any of those or switch around or anything? What do you think?
Build the wall.
I mean, I'm pretty sure all of those are gonna be relevant for this, right?
So what I'm planning on doing is starting the birthday party thing.
Okay.
So I'm sure Raiden will be involved if you're gonna bring him, right? Like that's the thing.
I don't know. That seems kind of weird, don't you think?
I mean, yeah, probably. Siegfried, I mean, Jared might not be able to make it, depending.
Right.
So it's possible you might want to rewrite that second one for now. And I don't know if we have much more to do in building the wall, like, right? Like it's just kind of happening off screen. You can't make a roll really to build the wall. So
That's true.
but yeah, it's just thoughts there. What do we think is going to be going on in this session with you that might like? I would maybe like think of rewriting the last part of Belief 3, right? I will befriend Caspian, and I will start. I will do this thing next, right? Like something related to the birthday party and like hanging out with him at the banquet and trying to get his favor somehow or something, right? Learn more about him, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. I'll probably just change one or both during the session.
Yep. Go ahead and think about that. Okay. Caspian.
Yep. Can you hear that in the background, by the way?
Not really.
No?
I don't know what.
Not really. There's some music from, I think, watching something on the TV. Okay.
No.
Awesome. Beliefs. My touch has been too light and my ambition lacks. Let's see. I will secure Vashri's aid in my plans, I guess. I wrote ambitions again. I realized I used ambition right before that, so I was trying to fix it.
Yeah.
A deal is a deal and blood keeps it sacred. I will use this celebration to determine where the other sahibs stand. I don't know if that's the plural of sahib, but going with it.
The other sahibs, I think.
Sounds silly, but I always use it. Okay.
Yeah, and that's actually an interesting question because the male version of that is sahib, and the female version of that is sahiba.
Sahiba, yeah.
But I don't know what
that
the
sounds
plural,
like a plural
would be.
Yeah. Technically, you'd have to assume male or female if you use sahib, or if you use sahib as a plural, it would be assuming male. So I don't know.
The sahiba bar.
No.
Can we think of a more elegant plural than that, or
plural? See if the internet has an answer of sahib. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, it would be sahibs or sahibas, right?
It says the female form is mem sahib. That's weird.
Well, that's because I took the word sahib from an actual language, but I've changed it since exactly what it means. So.
Right. No, yeah, I'm just saying it has a female version.
Yeah, so I think sahibs isn't okay, given that the culture is actually no. The plural in this culture would be sahibas.
Okay.
Because their language is default feminine.
No. Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
I see how it is. This wilderness is filled with obstacles. It's time to level the field, beginning with bringing Ulrich securely under my wing. I feel like Okay, so here's the thing: do we want to have that be its own scene, in which case I'll change it, or do we think that's something we should do during the party? Because then I'll keep it. Because I know we've intended to have Ulrich and my conversation be like a dinner that we have together by ourselves, right? Or at least with a few people.
Just alone in a dark room.
Yeah.
With the dinner table.
So do we think that scene would work better as a?
Yeah, it's
sort of
up to you, Josh. What do you think?
One-on-one?
What do you think that scene is gonna look like?
Trying to remember now what I was hoping to do with this character.
Yeah, it's been a while, man.
I mean, I have a general idea of where I'm going, but where I was intending to go we left off. I don't remember.
Yeah. I think I'll just change it.
Change it for now, yeah, so we can.
But I'll figure that out in a second.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then instincts, always have someone dangerous to back you up, preferably Gwyn. Never settle for less when you can have more. Always be the one in control. Traits: self-satisfied, affinity for business, nobliship liege, crippled, palsy, pennywise, and charismatic.
Nice.
Oh yes.
So yeah, I did double check on again on the gosh, I can't use words today. The Colin traits, because they actually ended up using them in Roll20 in the Burning Wheel for the Roll20 people. And yeah, it is confirmed that it means you reroll just your failed dice when you use it as a call on once per session. Or you break a tie. So yeah, so pretty legit.
Yeah.
Arik.
It's me.
Yep.
Sorting windows. Here we go. Multitasking is fun. Here we go. Okay. Beliefs. Crow Inquisitors are divided and unstable, yet incredibly influential. I must sound out the intentions of their leader. The temple is the center of the people's influence in White Sea, and the priestess the center of the temple. I must gain her trust and support. And I was destined for greatness. There's greatness in me still. I will build my influence in White Sea. Instincts. Influence is currency. Seek it out wherever it can be found. Always seek the interests of the people of White Sea. And all is fair in intrigue and war. Violence is never off the table. Traits of honored, aggressive, claustrophobic, mark of privilege, tough, branded a slave, iron will.
Nice. Branded a slave. What does branded a slave do in terms of die function? I'm curious.
I'm not the one with the
Maybe
book.
it gives
It's
you
true.
a relation.
I was just kind of thinking out loud. I realized that I don't expect you to know this. Branded. Well, I have branded a coward here. I don't know. Oh, you know
Maybe
what?
slave brand rather than branded a slave.
I think branded a slave was. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Because the only one in the book here is branded a coward. It's possible we finagled it and made. Yeah, okay, that's what it was. Yep. So we used the branded a coward to make a new die trait, which is branded a slave, and it works similarly where you have a 1d infamous reputation. So you have one called runaway slave. So.
Okay.
You have a Shosh brand.
Yeah,
something like that.
Well, he doesn't necessarily have Shosh because that'd be dangerous. He at least has a Sasnan brand.
But I mean,
which is Schleib.
He is dangerous.
He probably got a Shosh brand as well. Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like that my city is the biggest on this map. That makes me feel good.
I mean, it was made by one of your scribes. What else can you expect?
I mean, no, it was not. It was made by a random Serrano lord who you cheated out of money. Or I see, no, he defaulted to you.
Well, and he still drew it bigger. Look at that. Oh, wait, no, but it was his when he drew it, so never mind. Probably, anyways.
Yeah, to be honest, I should probably put a footnote on this map and say, like, drawn by, the royal cartographer, and then Ravi. Like, Ravi was the one who drew this map.
Oh, yeah. Where's the god ray around my city? I'm just kidding. All right.
Cool. All right. So, what do we want to start with?
Did we skip Connor? No, he went first.
No, he went first.
No, yeah.
So I was racking my brain for what I was going to do while he was reading it. So. Okay. Yeah. So are we just gonna focus on this one scene, or are we gonna have peripheral scenes?
Yeah, I think let's go ahead and just start because we actually have a few peripheral things we can get done right away, and then
We also ended on a semi cliffhanger. So
right, exactly. I think we did. Well, that's the thing. We ended on a cliffhanger right before we went to our last break, and then we wrapped it up with Artha and stuff. And so we don't come back right on that cliffhanger. We can skip forward. And so that's kind of a thing that's true, but like there's not much they do about it, right? Like Casim, they probably just go off and have a conversation, right? And he's like, well, how's our family been, and so on and so forth. But I mean, that unless you want to specifically ask Casim about it or Vashri, that's a thing that happens in another time.
I mean, I should probably try and figure out if they like each other, but it seems like they did, right?
The main thing was that Casim was outcast, right?
Right.
That's why he left, and so it doesn't seem like Vashri terribly cares about that.
Okay.
Because I mean, their entire quote unquote kingdom in the Nasrin sense is basically gone. And so it doesn't really matter anymore that he's outcast. So
right.
Vashri doesn't really care. So
right.
It's
I
interesting.
remember my first thought was now I have to give the throne to her because I've promised it to like 3 people, but now Casim is related to her, so I can't screw her over.
Yeah. What's kind of interesting about this scenario is given what we've set up so far, your Dellen's wife, Maria, she technically should be the Sahiba. She's the older sister over Vashri. But she was captured and taken to.
How old is Vashri? Wasn't Maria only like 20?
Oh, that's a good point. Let me double check because I have an age for Vashri. If she's older, then okay, she's 40. Never mind, I forgot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that is why Vashri. So Casim. Actually, I don't know if Casim necessarily would be. I need to check what age he is. I don't think because they don't have a. Again, they're actually the same age. They're twins. I didn't realize this. I don't actually know offhand what that would have looked like for inheritance and like lineage and stuff, right? Like who would have been in charge? Because Casim wasn't banished necessarily.
Well, if it was matrilineal, it would be her anyways, right?
Well, that's the thing, right? I'm not sure if it's necessarily matrilineal because you're a Sahib, right? And everybody's cool with that, right? It's not. I think it's kind of pretty neutral, right? Well, it's basically just whoever is the oldest child.
Oh, that's true.
No matter what, if they're female or male.
Okay. Yeah.
The main thing that is
maybe he came out a second after her.
Yeah. The main thing that's like prominently female is the clergy. So you have matriarchs who lead the church, basically.
Right.
So.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, anyway, that a lot of time.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can. How about we start with that scene where you're kind of negotiating with Vashri on what the specifics are of your deal. Sure. So what is the scene? Where are we? What's happening?
So this is after the dinner, right?
Yeah. Is this just like directly after the dinner, or is it like the next day or whatever?
It's probably after the dinner. I don't know why we would.
So Casim and Vashri have had a conversation, right? And then you kind of you send for Vashri probably, right? And she meets you back, probably in the same dining room, right? Like the cook is the servants have come and cleared off everything, so it's just the empty table now. But you guys are sitting in there like drinking wine, right? Like you've offered her like a glass of wine and stuff, and you guys are just sitting there.
So are the others of you still there?
You guys want to stay? If you want to.
I'll stick around.
Okay. Cantarius, are you there?
At the party?
No, this is after the dinner.
Oh, okay.
But we're still kind of lounging around.
It's like the informal lounge time.
Yeah.
When you come over to someone's house for a dinner, and then you just kind of like chill around after you eat.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you still be there, or would you go back?
Yeah, I'd still be there.
Okay.
Are the 10 wives that were sitting with me still there?
No, I think.
Or wait,
just Gwen.
That was a different meal. I don't remember.
Just Gwen and Dania. Are there? So Dania's your spy master.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're just sitting there. off the side,
Cool.
like they normally do. They're talking about something, random.
Robbie wasn't at that meal with us originally, was he?
I don't remember. He's
I
not
don't
here
think
now, though. I don't think.
he was. Oh, because I probably would have sent for him. Since
Oh, really? Okay.
We're trying to do it.
Yeah. Sure. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that makes sense. So you guys are just kind of like sitting around lounging. You're probably not at the dining table then. You're probably
not,
like in a lounge area or like a study or something.
An actual lounge. Yeah.
Just like nice plush couches and stuff. Ulrich, you're not in your armor, right? You're just
No.
like, yeah. What are you wearing? You're just wearing the white suit uniform? The
Probably
Outrider?
just, really just default whatever their closest thing they've got to a dress uniform.
Yeah. Mhm.
Which, being a big enough city, they probably have one.
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah, you're not the Marasi, so you don't have their right. They have like white, like pristine white uniforms, right? Caspian, the Marasi.
Maybe I've always described them as having like banded mail with shiny, like mirror shined metal plates.
Well,
on
like
it.
in terms of a uniform,
But
right? Like obviously they don't have armor.
yeah.
Or
I think
obviously they have
what we described. I think Kasim was wearing that once at some point. So yeah, I think it's like a white military.
Because didn't you describe? Because you described them as the Marasi. Is there another name for them? I can't remember.
They used to be something else. They used to be
Oh, okay.
The
White
don't
Sands.
remember.
That's what it was.
Yeah, it was too close to White Sea. So
Yeah. Okay, that's why I got that in my head. But I think that I think I
yeah.
did describe him at one point wearing a
I
white
think so.
uniform, so that makes
Yeah.
sense. So I think like the Outriders probably have more of a low key like brown uniform. It's
I'm thinking like
Slightly more
desert,
camouflage.
like American desert camo type of
yeah.
coloring. Obviously not camo, but
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
kind of that khaki, but like
Mhm.
darker, a little more resistant to staining, dirt, dusts, and that kind of deal.
Yeah, for sure. So you guys are chilling in this like lounge, and I think Vashri probably like after there's been some small talk, right? And Vashri like kind of leans over, and then just kind of starts the conversation. She looks at you, Caspian, and Cassim's there too, and like they're not sitting. They were like sitting next to each other, just kind of idly chatting about what's been going on in their town and whatnot, or in the old kingdom region that they, their tribal homeland or whatever. And they've kind of trailed off in that conversation. And Vashri lifts her wine glass, kind of like in a salute to you, and she says, "Well, I would like to thank you, Goldvein, for your incredible hospitality on this most fortuitous of nights. I do, of course, very much appreciate the food and the wine, especially the wine. And, I mean, I guess you weren't directly involved in this, but in the reuniting of old siblings. Old siblings doesn't make any sense. She wouldn't say that. Like long separated siblings, basically.
Yeah. It was my pleasure, and I appreciate you giving up your revenge on my sorcerer.
Well, we still have to discuss that, don't we?
We do.
I figure now is as good as time as any. Your scribe is here, right, Robbie? And
yes.
Robbie kind of like perks up. He's like, "I'm a little bit more than a scribe, but yeah." I guess I also scribe. So Vashri looks at you and kind of like raises her eyebrow, like, let the negotiations begin. So like, what is your offer exactly? Where do you want to go with this?
Well, I mean, okay, so do we want to set up the optimal situation for each side then? Is that the plan?
Yeah, I think so, right? The intent.
So I mean, optimally for me, she would go with my others, the other people that I've sent to Northkeep already, and fight Eero for me. And then if she wins, she would still be my vassal, because that would be basically none of the compromises that I'd already suggested as possible. So that would be the optimal thing, where I get all the stuff.
Yeah. So bullet point that for me. So I'll just write it down here. Yeah.
So basically, I mean, there's obviously the fact that she agrees to not chase Jared, right? So
agrees to not chase Siegfried.
Yeah, Siegfried, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
and she agrees to go to North Keep, fight in North Keep or whatever.
And fight Eero, and then
by herself, like without me, because one of the compromises is that I would go with her.
Right.
And then she would take the seat as a vassal under me.
Gotcha. Oh
which
yeah,
based on this map would be a terrible idea because I'd have no method of getting to her. But whatever.
Well, so this is the thing, right? This does not have to be the final version of this map. I can.
Well, no,
I can
it's
say
fine.
what do you think? I should probably add in. Let's just say that there is a town or two kind of in the middle here that could lead into a trade route. I think that would make sense. There's like a caravan route in the middle here that kind of goes up to North.
It's like a bad road, basically.
Yeah, let's say that.
Okay.
So you're not like completely disconnected from it.
Okay.
I wasn't really.
We could just take over the other cities on the way there. I mean, it's not a big deal. Just kidding.
Yeah, attaching Riverblade or Redwall is going to be much more difficult than ever because they're both like much more organized and bigger than North Keep is. North Keep has been in.
But their city icons are smaller.
Yes, it's true. North Keep has been having some trouble for a while though, so.
I'm sure I had nothing to do with that.
No, definitely not. Okay, yeah, so agrees to go to North Keep and fight Eero on her own, and then the last one is become a vassal under Caspian. Okay, and so her terms would be...
Also, technically on her own just means without me, because there are other people there. But
Right.
Yeah.
So what were the different like compromises that we talked about, like the ways that this could go in her direction?
I mean, I'd mentioned that maybe, there wasn't ever a compromise on Siegfried, so I'd mentioned that maybe either she goes alone and gets the place, to herself, so she could be the actual Lord of Northkeep, in which case we just have positive relations and be allies.
And then agrees to go to Northkeep with help from you, right?
Right, those are the two. So either I'd go and help her fight, but then she would be my vassal. Or she would go on her own and fight on her own with the people I've already sent, and then she'd just get it.
Oh, I see.
So basically, I'm not going to help her fight and then give it to her.
Right.
Because that makes no sense for me when she's just going to be an ally. But
okay, so
especially because I've already actually sent some
this
resources
wrong,
there.
Then.
So.
Because it wouldn't be... Let me... man, that doesn't work now. Agree to go to Northkeep.
But I mean, if we're just putting out the optimal situation, she could just say like, come with me.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, let's do that, because that was your optimal situation would be that she does it on her own and still becomes your vassal,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hers would be that I come with her and still give it to her.
Yeah.
And then also give her Siegfried, which won't happen. But that would be 3 and 3. So.
Get Northkeep for herself. And then so the idea with, is there any way that you would compromise on Siegfried in any way? Maybe like after he does the deed for you, like after he turns you into Gold Thing, then she can have him. And this is not a thing you would tell Siegfried, obviously, right? But
right.
Just stab him in the back, why don't you?
Because Jared isn't here.
I mean, I guess that might be something I'd put on the table. Whether or not I'd actually, go through with it or not, I guess is the question. But I'd probably at least suggest that it was technically an option. But obviously it would be a long time from now, because I don't expect him to be able to create a living gold body for me. It's, for a while.
Yeah. Agree to hand over Siegfried when he's finished.
Is Jared coming at all today?
He said he might be able to be there later.
Okay.
So
say he should make training rolls if he's not going to come.
Yeah.
He
okay.
needs to get better.
So let's go ahead and do it like this. Let's roll, and let's order these in. What are the? These are in terms of importance. Which is the most important for you? 1, 2, 3. What do you want the most in terms of terms?
I mean, the most optimal is that she would become a vassal under me. That's my goal.
Right. So that's the thing you want the most.
Right. And then it's Siegfried and then going on her own.
Gotcha.
I don't really super care if she goes on her own, but
Okay. And then hers would be agrees to hand over Siegfried, gets North Keep for herself, and then have you come with her. And so the way we're gonna do this, let's do it. Let's do it this way. This is not how rules work in Burning Wheel, but this is a quick way to do it. Let's do it. If you tie on this roll, then there's a compromise both ways, right? Like we'll do a compromise that are a meshing of these two things. Depending on how many points away you are, if you don't tie. So say Vashri gets 1 success over you. That means you would have to agree to hand over Siegfried when you're finished with him. If she gets 2, that means she gets North Keep for herself. If she gets 3 successes, at least 3 successes over you, then you also have to go to North Keep with her. And then vice versa with you, right?
Yeah.
That sound good?
That makes sense. Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Let's do it.
Yay.
Let's see if she actually has skills for this. So I'm assuming, yeah, this is just wait, is this haggle? No, because this isn't.
I assume it's haggle, right? We're striking out a deal.
This is the thing, right? Like, it's not exactly haggle.
I mean, we're not using.
It wouldn't be persuasion,
but
it's not a persuasion. You're
it
actually
might be, right?
doing no, you're making a transaction here, Caleb. Haggling makes more sense.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, this is a
and this
bartering
is why
more than a haggle.
Unfortunately,
there isn't a barter
dual wits
skill.
makes more sense in the situation. But...
Right, yeah, it does. But we don't have time for that. it's a lot
let's do it like this, because I do want...
okay, though we could, if we wanted to involve everybody, everybody's technically here. If we wanted to involve everybody, we could do a dual wits, technically. And then it wouldn't be boring for everybody else.
It's up to Connor and Josh, really.
I don't actually know how having multiple people in dual wits works.
So there's multiple ways you can do it. Either you can, I mean, they can always offer help dice on anything. Also,
right.
you can do it in rounds, right? Because there's 3 volleys, so you could just be one person said, like Cantarius, Caspian, Alaric, right? That could be a thing.
That might end up going worse for me than just doing it myself.
Right, exactly.
Because they would have to defend with their stats each time, and I could only give them 1 dice.
Yeah, I think this is probably the quickest way to do it, but I think I'm going to compromise on this situation and say, because I want it to be semi-duel of wits, I'm going to allow her to use persuasion, but you can use haggling.
I actually don't even know which one is higher.
So
you can use whatever
in this situation?
You can if you want to.
Or we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Get over here and help me. I think haggling's higher for me.
Right, so they just end up like having this starting to like negotiate.
Right. So now let me count up forks here. So accounting, I assume, doesn't help, right? Because I mean, me.
And that's the thing, right? Like, there's not money involved in this at all. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically, there's implications of money involved, but with territory and stuff.
But like territory, yeah. Not...
Administration. I mean, that's kind of what we're talking about. That's one of the points, right? Who gets what?
Administration. So
like, who rules over
administration
stuff?
wise, I feel would be the skill that you would be able to fork in here, not actually administration.
I mean, would I ever take administration and then take administration wise? That seems sort of weird.
Well, I mean, you'd always be able to fork administration wise into administration. So you'd always get another.
Isn't that kind of the point of forks, that you can fork related skills?
Right. Exactly, but administration is not a fork. That's what I'm saying, or it's not a wise. Administration.
Well, okay, what I'm saying is knowing about administration would fork, but not actually being able to administrate.
Yes, because right now you're just talking about it and not doing it. Administration is what you use when you're actually administrating a thing.
So that would be
so bizarre.
That's always how Burning Wheels work.
Makes sense.
Well, it doesn't make sense to me that I can have the skill and not have knowledge of the skill.
And that's the thing, right? Like, it has to do with the things, only with the things that you can do with administration wise in the narrative. So you can't make up things about administration.
Yes.
You can't come up with random knowledge about administrative things, and you can't fork it in like you would with an otherwise.
All right, I guess.
Yeah.
This doesn't help.
But yeah, so I'm gonna roll persuasion for her.
Is bandit-wise at all relevant since I'm currently banditing him?
Banditing.
Give me.
That was the word I used. Just.
That's the verb you chose.
Yep.
Give me
I'm
an
Shakespeare. I just make words up.
Give me more of an argument for it.
I'm going to request that you turn in your English license.
Yeah.
From now on, you can only speak in Pig Latin.
Oh, yeah.
You have an English license? An English license?
You
You don't?
Not anymore.
Yeah, Josh. High five.
Well, yeah, so my idea was that, part of sending her to fight him is that I've already sent bandits, essentially, to harass him. They would be there to fight with us, regardless of whether or not she goes or I go with her.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Currency-wise, I have some help. There's no money. Extortion, I'm not extorting her.
Much.
Not enough for it to count.
If I say that I won't actually give her Siegfried, even though I tell her I will, can I fork in falsehood?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't think grift-wise, I'm not really running a grift on her. I don't think.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe.
Let me. I need to remember the definition of the word grift.
Grift is like a con, I think.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what that is.
Too much of
I
don't know.
Petty,
Yeah, I guess.
It's engaging in petty swindling. No, I need to.
I guess if
Yeah,
it has
I think
to be
that's.
petty.
Yep, you can got it.
All right, cool.
I'm fine with that.
Play.
Yeah, if you're lying to her
conspicuous
about handing over Siegfried, that's definitely partially a grift.
Okay. All right, cool. Lord wise, I assume that counts, right?
No, I just want to watch leverage.
Yeah. Lord wise, right? Yeah, that's where I learned that word. I didn't know that.
I know,
word
me too. Yeah.
Merchant wise, I don't think that helps. Persuasion, I assume I can fork that in. If there's something to read, can I fork that?
No.
Just kidding. Okay. All right.
You have reading.
Yep.
You just
All right,
randomly
so-
argue in the middle of it. Hey, I know how to read. I'm important.
I've written down this portion
Listen
of my
to me.
argument. Yeah. Anyways.
I am literate.
Do I get
Trust
help?
me.
Yeah. Can she read? Maybe I can hold that over her head.
Yes, you can.
Darn. Okay.
I'm not sure you would want to make that sort of hierarchy with her. I don't think she'd appreciate it.
Probably not. Oh, and I have an extra dice to this because of the thing. Where is it?
Right. The thing.
Affinity for business for haggling. Is Pennywise for haggling? I think it is, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because I had for persuasion. Yeah,
So you can
this
use
is gonna be
this.
great.
To reroll.
How many help dice do I get? Who's all helping me? I assume Robbie's helping me, right? So it's 1.
Yeah. Here, let me pull them up. Because I'm interested in like the cool narrative bits of what everybody's helping with.
And then both of my wives, right? And then
I
Connor
did say that.
and
Yeah.
Wait, what? Really?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's up to them whether or not they help, but
Yeah.
Yeah, are
You say
you
both of my
okay?
wives are-
Okay. All right. How would intimidation help you in this point? I'm not really sure
Gosh.
that's something you want.
I mean, it would give me an extra dice, but I don't know that I would actually want you to do that. I have intimidation,
Exactly.
and I'm not forking it in.
Like,
but,
why would it give you extra dice? It should give you less dice.
Right. But I mean, technically, it's up to you. You can do what you want. I can't control you.
yeah,
So
that's
if
the
you
thing.
want to
Like you
help me
guys
with
could,
intimidation,
right? You could both fork and intimidate, and if you did,
You'd have
if
to
you
intimidate
suc-
her,
if-
and I
right,
might not
if
appreciate
you
that, but-
succeeded, right, you would still get what you want. There might be some repercussions there because you used intimidate her,
Right.
but if you fail, it's gonna go much worse than if you hadn't
Yeah.
used intimidate.
Right. Josh, are you gonna help me with anything?
I just realized my mic's on and I'm using this.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of loud, isn't it?
A little
It's all
bit, it's
good.
fine.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I think that would almost have to be Caspian convincing Ulrich because I don't know that he necessarily sees exactly what White Sea gets out of this.
Yeah, that's true. This is just
Right,
about you.
yeah.
not-
Like, and
Yeah, I mean,
I don't,
you
I
probably
don't,
wouldn't benefit from this.
I
right.
mean, they get an ally, I guess, right?
Can
Yeah,
we
also,
trust
kind
her?
of.
well,
I don't know why you
Caspian
suddenly
being an
think this
ally.
person is
If I annihilate this role,
trustworthy.
Yeah.
we just get a whole other city for ourselves that she is
That's true.
technically under our control.
So you would get
Um,
resources from that city.
Yeah,
So-
we would basically get a whole other city.
But you'd need to talk Ulrich into
You'd
that.
start a kingdom, basically, is what you would do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Ulrich's maybe not necessarily convinced that she's going to be an ally once she gets a hold of her own city with her own walls.
right. Yeah, well, and I don't
You know,
know that there's
autonomy is
enough-
a thing that people, when they taste, want more of.
Mhm, Yeah.
Oh, autonomy of the shard.
I mean, that could honestly be a mechanic
yeah, that's true.
for that, but
Yeah, I don't know if there's enough room in this conversation for me to convince you of that. So maybe we'll have that conversation later. But you probably don't have I don't think there's enough time for me to convince you
Yeah,
so
that
that you
makes
can
sense.
help me in this conversation.
Yeah,
Sure.
so Ravi
Unless
is
you'd like me
just
to try.
So I think maybe,
It's okay if you don't help me. I've already got 7 modifiers.
yeah.
So.
yeah. No, I think
you're
I'd be
rolling,
willing.
11
Like
dice
this
now?
does sound.
Yeah.
This sounds juicy.
13.
I mean, I'd be willing to help.
Okay.
But I don't. Yeah, if we don't want to
Yeah,
bother
well-
running another set of persuasion rolls, that's fine. We can just leave it.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'll
and
be good with that.
I do intend to try and have your character, to try and convince your character to help me in general. So that's definitely a thing I intend to do at some point. So, and then, sorry, did you say my wives were helping me, or?
Yeah. There's no reason
Awesome.
they
All
wouldn't.
right.
So Ravi is just going to help you with good old persuasion, right? He's just going to
Yeah.
offer some counterpoints, like this is why this is in your best interests,
Mhm.
Caspian is the strongest, Sahib in this area, and you want to be his friend.
Mhm.
And even being a vassal under him is preferable to not getting anything at all, which
Yeah.
you would do if you didn't make this deal.
Mhm.
So he's adding one for persuasion. Let me find.
Now that I'm looking at this roll, can I add more stipulations? I think I might get more than 3 over her.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. I don't know what they would be. I just feel like I should
Yeah,
have
go
them.
I'll
you guys
I'll
got
add,
ideas?
I'll add stuff for her, like equal.
Yeah, right.
So
No,
guys
I
got
nothing
ideas?
for you.
No, you don't have any ideas of what else I can get from her?
Tax money.
I mean,
Yeah, maybe just a
money.
more beneficial situation.
favorable tax or like levy situation, and taxes
Yeah.
for vassals. Yeah.
Better trade deal.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Also, I think I would like to install somebody in her court, so that would be another one. And I think that's probably enough because I don't think I'll get that many.
Okay.
more.
Do you want to go
But
ahead
the
and write?
fact that I'm rolling with
write
9
those
extra
down
dice and
real-
I get to reroll my fails.
Yeah.
What?
Want to write those down real quick in the chat? So
Yeah,
for roll 20,
so,
so I can it's all kept track of there. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what extra stuff she would ask for.
There we go. I don't have any persona, do I? I think I'm all out.
Really, you're
Oh,
out
I
of
didn't have
persona.
2 Well, I've always kept. I meant out like I have 1 left, so I
Ah.
don't die. But I actually have 2, so.
What would be another thing that she would ask for? I have written down here for her. One of hers is more favorable taxes and levies on her side, right? Like
Right.
be the
Yeah.
opposite. Yeah. What do you think?
I mean, maybe she could do the. Maybe it's the same thing. Maybe she installs somebody into my court, right? Like she has somebody to voice her interests over here.
Oh. Yeah.
Then we could just mirror it, which
Yeah,
is
that
pretty
makes
much what we've
sense.
done anyways. So.
That makes sense.
Cool. All right.
Cool. Okay. Okay, so yeah, what's her face? Gwen is helping you with soothing platitudes. She's just kind of helping to calm any like arguments that crop up in the middle of this. And then let me take a look at Dania's stats. Let's see what she's good at.
I'm never gonna get advancements towards haggling because I always have so many forks.
Yeah, I know. Because you don't want to lose.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, and I think Dania just uses persuasion as well. So her and Ravi kind of double team with offering like favorable solutions and that how much of this is going to benefit her. So yep, you can get dice there.
Cool.
So let's add up what she has then. What Vashri has. Unfortunately, she doesn't have any NPCs around her to help her with this stuff. But she does have a bit of works. So She's going to use persuasion as her base stat, so that's at a 6. And I'm gonna ask you guys like what you think about these forks, so we can all agree on this. Does etiquette make sense if she's being very polite and treating you with the proper deference as a sahib?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Might as well. I don't know where you would use it if not here.
Right, exactly. She's also going to fork in desert-wise because she knows what it's like to lead an army through the desert, and she needs more favorable stuff on your side. Like, you should send soldiers and supplies with me and come with me, that sort of thing, right?
Right.
And she is also going to back that same claim up with history as well, to point out some historical examples where armies of a certain size didn't work out in these sorts of desert situations, so on and so forth.
Something land war in Asia.
Exactly. Perfect. Yep.
If only this was fate, we had to have an aspect.
Yeah. Let's see here. Oratory, because she's a good public speaker and she makes convincing points in a smooth manner. Let's see here. Will you allow me to roll a linked test on observation to see if she can observe some of your like mannerisms and quirks and that stuff to get a more favorable like read on you?
Yeah, why not? I don't think I have observation, so I won't do that. Oh, I don't have observation. What's wrong with me?
So, we've all been asking ourselves that for a while, David.
That's a good point. Pretty much every character I make. Why don't I have observation again?
What do you think the ob would that be on that for her to like gain an advantage by?
It's your. Oh, it's not my will. Is that not how that works? She's. No, yeah, she's not convincing me of anything.
Actually, no. This test is for her to see if you're lying about Siegfried, right? And to point that out. Because that's what observation is actually used for.
Would probably be a separate thing, right? Or
no, because what I'm thinking,
then,
right?
Or?
Yeah.
She has to have an odd,
right? And I'm treating this as like she would get an advantage dice if she succeeds on this, because she's not, even if you lie about it, right? She's not gonna like care, but she's gonna call you on it, right? And then
all right, I'll roll falsehoods first.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm gonna make a note of what I'm actually getting here, because I'm gonna forget. Okay. All right. Well, here I'll go. Could we just assume all the same forks?
Yeah.
Well, I'm probably not getting help lying though from anybody, right?
No.
And actually, I don't think most of the stuff would work. Sorry. Griftwise would probably. Inconspicuous, would that help?
Yep.
Okay. Lordwise, that would probably help. Persuasion, obviously. Okay, so there's 4. Alright, the obstacle. Okay. So there's Rob. It's not a terrible roll.
Okay. Yeah, that's a little bit difficult for her, so we'll see how it goes.
That's what I like to see. Okay.
Okay, so she got a 6. I'm gonna go ahead and spend fate for her and just see.
Just kidding. Oh, are you serious? Wow.
Nice. Awesome. Cool. So she catches you in the lie. What is that? How does that
now
work?
I got a 6 as well. Is it too late for me to roll that?
No. Yeah. Go ahead.
No. Okay. I'll try that then, because I'm sure my luck won't be that good, but I'll give it a try. I did get 1 6. So great. All right. Whew.
Yep. Okay.
So now here's the thing. Do I get a bonus from that since she failed, even though I'm already forking in at falsehood?
Yep.
Okay. I won't complain.
Because it was like kind of like a link test. So.
Yeah. Here, let me. I don't want to forget to spend that fate point. Okay. All right. Back to the haggling roll. All right. I'm not gonna bother spending Arthur because. All right. So here's my roll. Got a 10. hold on, I got 4 6s. Well, I should wait. There's no reason to jump the gun. But I got a 10, so.
Wow. Nice.
I rolled 16 dice, so, you know, that was a really good roll. I should have got 8. So.
Okay, cool. Let me add this up again. So she's getting 1 for etiquette.
It was etiquette, desert history,
oratory.
Yep.
Let's see. Would suasion in any way help in this situation? If she brought up
Suasion
church
in
things?
any way swayed anybody?
Probably not, because the only religious person I know is that lady, and I don't like her.
I figured. And I think she senses that and doesn't use it,
Yeah.
I think she knows enough about you now to not push that when she need. Okay, so she only has 4 forks. So,
Though, I mean, he does still pretend, so I guess if she could be like, oh, I have an idea that would make you look like you do that, right? Look like you care. I guess maybe.
Well, yeah, I mean, the exact definition of suasion is for you to do something because of, you know, it's in the interest of your immortal soul.
All right, yeah,
I don't think he cares about that at all.
No.
Yeah.
My immortal soul is going to be immortal because of Siegfried, so.
Yeah, so let's...
That's the plan anyway.
Uh-huh.
Sure, that won't work.
Yeah, this is almost going to be impossible for her, so we'll see.
Mm-hmm. I also haven't spent my fate or used my rerolls of fail rolls. So I was kind of hoping to actually get to do that, but I don't have to because I had 5 stipulations, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she got 3 6s though, so.
Yes, she did. So she's gonna go ahead and.
The fat lady hasn't sung yet. We'll figure this out.
Only 1
success.
success.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and spend my fate because I'd like to get at least 5 over so I can get all my things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how we're gonna like roleplay her getting literally nothing out of this.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with it.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like she agrees to it now, but she might try to renege on the deal later, kind of thing, right?
Right. Though we'll probably have written proof and all that kind of stuff that she's doing.
No, of course.
That
Yeah.
go badly.
I'm just saying, like that is still an option for her. So
yeah, right.
If she doesn't like
so
the deal, then she might be able to do something like that. Because she specifically Siegfried, right? She might just try to go after Siegfried anyway.
Yeah.
So
I got 3 more. Wait, I should have done an exclamation point, but I'm an idiot. So. Oops. Okay, so now I'm at 13.
Yeah, so you have all your.
She's at 7. I can add. Okay. He said counting on his fingers.
No,
all right,
we'll keep it at those stipulations. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Darn, I was kind of hoping to use my call on. All right.
I don't think she would agree
works.
to much more. That kind of stretches the.
Well, no, yeah. I mean, I was just hoping to have to use it, but
right.
Whatever. I guess I'll just take winning to the point where I didn't need to use it. I can use it later, right? Because you can only use it once per session, right?
Yep.
So that works. All right. I guess I have it for later then. Cool. Well, I mean, somehow we smash her. I don't know how that works, but it happens.
Well, right. Like I think she is humble enough, and I think Kasim being there kind of helps too, right? Like it kind of lowered her guard in the sense, right? Because you can sense that they like each other a lot, right? Like they're close.
And I suppose she's got 100 soldiers to her name. That's it.
Yeah.
So.
And so she's like, this is actually a pretty good deal when I really think about it. I shouldn't be too greedy with this. I accept. And so she like, toasts you, swigs down the rest of her wine and goes over and like shakes your hand and whatnot. Cool.
Well.
Yeah. So I mean, we've hit the hour, so let's go ahead and take a quick break and then come back. And
it's an hour to do that roll.
Yeah, and let's come back and maybe do the scene with the matriarch, and then start prepping up for the birthday party.
Hey, wait, matriarch? What?
Yeah, Ulrich wants to go talk to the matriarch.
Oh no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, stick around. We got more Burning Wheel right after this.